believe we're live, guys. I believe we are live. Give me a minute to confirm here. We are on our way up to Timberline right now. There's something that I need to edit real quick that I forgot to. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's stream. We've got some snow for you guys. Finally, right? Been long enough. Got a couple of super chats already. Drop my phone there. Phone dropped off the mount, rather. Time for four-wheel drive. It is getting slick already. Sooner than I expected, honestly. Impressive. Welcome in, welcome in. Great to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button. Once again, we are headed back up towards government camp. I don't know why that says Sherwood. I'm sorry that it does. Let me see if I can turn on real-time IRL from my phone here and get that fixed. Hopefully that will update soon, because we are not in Sherwood, Oregon. That is for sure. Timbers Run AZ, thank you so much for becoming a member. Joy, thank you so much for your super chat. Dawn, thank you for your super chat. And Larea, thank you for your super chat as well. Appreciate your guys' support tonight. I'm sure you guys recognize where we're going to be. We'll be up here just for a few hours, probably a total of 3 hours if I had to guess. We're kind of catching the tail end of today's event. We had a couple days of precip roll through, and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I had prior plans that I was committed to, but, you know, fortunately, we were granted enough time to get up here and at least catch some of the snow, which this area is very happy to be seeing right now, because Oregon has had one of the least snowiest winters, at least in terms of the mountain for the ski resorts and such, in a long time. It really has not been much of a ski season at all. Ski season, snowboarding season, just overall winter season up here. Really hasn't been too much happening. So I'm sure this area is definitely glad to be seeing some snow. Unfortunately, it is going to taper off after tomorrow morning, and this area won't be really seeing any precip until the following Valentine's Day weekend. And then they'll get another, I think, couple days, and then beyond that I haven't really looked, so it's possible that they'll get more. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I know the Super Bowl is going on right now. Last I heard, the Seahawks were up 6-0. I'm not really a big football fan myself, and I figured that this would be a lot more interesting. So if I can get parked, I'm going to try to fix the location thing. I just think it's stuck not updating for some reason. Already seeing people with their hazards on up here. These roads are slicker than they were last time I was up here, that's for sure. Larea, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months and gifting 10 memberships. Flip back around in a minute when I can get a little bit more situated. If they're still there, I'll see if I can maybe pull them up the hill here. Although honestly, their best bet might be trying to go back the way they came. Government Camp right now. That's where we are currently. Government Camp, Oregon. Already at 100 likes, or just about to 100 likes. Thank you guys so much for your support. Jan, thank you so much for the Cash App. Really appreciate your support. Thank you for allowing this stream to happen. Definitely coming down pretty decently, and looks like it has been for at least some time here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can log into the stream computer here, because everything out, like that stuff is updating, but I don't know why I can't get the actual to update. It thinks we're in Sherwood. I don't understand why. There we go. At least it says government camp. It's definitely not 46 degrees though. Don't know why it seems to think that. Let's see if I can refresh these. If that'll even let me. No, it doesn't seem to want to. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, huh? Yeah, no, this thing's all screwed up. Oh, wait, okay, now. Okay, yeah, I don't know why those are like all off. There we go. All right, we got that fixed now at least. I'm gonna go back and grab my jacket just in case I do have to go over and see if I can pull that guy up the hill. Run our way back down there real quick. Yeah, it is definitely slicker than it was last time I was up here, that's for sure. It's gonna make Timberline Road a bit interesting. Yikes. We're in four-wheel drive too. Looks like there might already be somebody trying to pull them up. I don't know, are these different people? Yeah, they are different people. Okay, now they got traffic assistance helping them out. Okay. Alrighty, that's what's going on. What's the temperature here? They're at the bottom of the screen. I don't know why they're slightly off now. Unfortunately, I can't really fix that very well at the moment. But it is 30 degrees up here. Feels like 23. It does get quite pretty up here, though, for sure. Back seat for a minute because I want to keep my stats up as well. I just got to remember how slick it is up here this time. Make sure I don't slide off of anything here. Shoot, well, I say that as I slide past the stop sign I wanted to go down, or turn at rather. Oh my goodness. Where's everybody tuning in from tonight? Let us know. You guys local? Are you all across the U.S.? I assume probably. We got a wide range of folks in here right now, if I had to guess. Hey, what's up, Teresa? City. Yeah, see, we got people from all over in here. That's awesome. Welcome in, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. We're rolling through government camp right now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a decent amount of folks here. Kind of make our way up to Timberline here in a couple minutes and see how busy it is up that way. I am also curious, looked like there was going to be kind of showers building in behind this main line. I want to see if that's still going to happen. Yeah, it looks like there is, so we will be kept a little bit busier than what I originally was kind of thinking on my way up here. I thought that we were only going to catch like the very tail end of the snow, but this happened last time too, where I was only expecting it to be like 2 hours of snow, and it ended up being pretty heavy for like several hours. So, okay, I got some hazards on. Are you like stuck? What's going on here? No, they're just out taking pictures. They're all good. Most people that come up here are fairly well prepared. I mean, they're coming up here for like snow-related sports. It's really just the people kind of passing through that likely get caught up sometimes, which is why we're here to help. Larea with additional 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate that. Welcome to everybody that just got one of those memberships. You rock. Probably gonna have to use that gas station fairly soon. I did not get gas on my way up here, and I'm down to about a third of a tank. So after I do this one run, and I got cars coming. There we go. That was looking a bit blurry, wasn't it? Yep, W's to Lorray on chat. Dude. Have my tires gotten that much worse? Almost makes me nervous to go up Timberline. Crazy, dude. Yeah, there's definitely precip building in behind this. That's good. Not only good for us, but also, are you turning or are you just plowing? Oh man, we got like 1,000 people in oncoming traffic. Technically, the turn lane is like right. Oh no, never mind. That's on me. Feels decent so far. Again, it's coming down. That's always sketchier than going up. But either way, it should be just fine. We came up here. Last time we were up here, there was an actual winter storm warning, which I believe there's not even a winter weather advisory out right now. So should be quite all right. Maybe we'll see that massive Toyota Tacoma again. Yeah, we're back in hyperspace once again. That is true. I'm assuming the Super Bowl is still going on, guys. Probably. I mentioned that before, but I wasn't looking at chat. Anyone know what the score is or anything? Also possible that it hasn't been snowing for as long. Although I've literally been watching radar, it's been snowing up here all day. Not watching, I have a lot of homework to do. 19-0 Seahawks. Oh man, that's funny. Rename the stream title to Morning Patriots Fans. Join here. I always find the rumble strips. Not even on purpose, I just end up stumbling across them. If you're just tuning into the stream, welcome in. You join us heading up towards Timberline Lodge on Mount Hood in Oregon. We've got some heavy snow rolling through the area. The first snow that this area has really gotten in multiple weeks. It honestly has been a very, very disappointing snow season for the ski resorts up here. So I'm sure they're quite happy to be seeing this falling, although I don't know if they're really going to get enough to kind of gain back what they've lost over just the dryness of the winter season this year. I mean, it happens. It's not like this is, the first time that the mountains haven't seen that much snow. It's just we've kind of been in a pattern where the Northwest really stayed quite dry. So, Jen, thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate your support. Thank you. I'm not really looking forward to driving back down this mountain, I'm going to be honest, because it is slippery. I'm going to be taking it slow, that's for sure. I mean, I am in a 4Runner with 4-wheel drive, but still, I mean, tires are decent, not great. So that's probably playing a factor, but also I feel like certain snows are just slicker than others. I don't know. Also, when you kind of just have more of a glaze of snow, there probably is a layer of ice up underneath this snow too. Because I know for a bit, like, the temperatures were above freezing. I think it was raining almost all the way up to the lodge up here. And then eventually the snow level dropped probably fairly quickly. Could have led to a layer of ice up underneath the snow. How far am I driving? Well, right now what I'm planning to do is go up, check out Timberline, probably sit up here for a couple minutes, and then we will head back down and towards Mount Hood Meadows, kind of do that loop on the highway that would kind of take you towards Hood River. That's kind of the loop that we tend to do when we come up here to cover these cover these snow events. So, I mean, this isn't like a super major event or anything like that. It was just, wanted to come out and see some snow. And it had been a while since we did a stream like this on this channel, and I wanted to keep the content flowing somehow. So here we are. Whoa. Oh, that's the light that keeps going. It's the eco light. I'm like, I keep seeing this light on my dash out of the corner of my eye. It's periodically flashing. I'm like, what the hell? Hey Amanda, good to see you. They're doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Definitely can't complain. How about you? How are you doing? Whoa! So double whoa, don't want to get hit by the plow. As always, I will say it once again, thank you so much for the super chat. You don't have to do it, but I appreciate that you do anyways. W Mom in chat, guys. #1 supporter right there. So we've got a bit of a break in the heavier snow, looks like, but there is more coming. We do have some showers that kind of formed behind this, so it will be snowing for a little while. Derek, what's up? Good to see you. Karen, good to see you as well. Michelle, welcome in. I'm sure you guys have all been here. I just am now starting to see names pop up. So. About a mile away from the lodge. Yeah, it did seem to be snowing harder a little bit further down. I also think that the heaviest wave did already pass. That passed through quicker than I was expecting, so we do have some showers kind of coming in on the backside. So we'll stream through that. I got up here literally as soon as I could. I came straight from Eugene, which is where I was today. I would have been up here all day if I didn't have other plans, but you know, I'm doing what I can. So. Appreciate you guys coming up here, hanging out. So I figured, you know, we could go up here and just kind of see what the conditions are and see how the mountain is finally getting some snow after a couple weeks. Christina, welcome to the OGs. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, New England scored. That would have been funny if they were held to 0 the entire time. I remember thinking that about the Chiefs the last Super Bowl. I feel like I'm like the worst kind of like person to be around when it comes to watching games like that. Because since I'm not actually invested for any particular team, I just tend to like rage bait the team or the people who like the team that's losing. In that case, that was the Chiefs, and I already know there was a lot of hatred towards the Chiefs because of, you know, it felt like the refs kind of glazed Patrick Mahomes some, and then the whole, like, Travis Kelce bringing Taylor Swift around too much. So I kind of fed into that, and it was really funny, but I feel like a lot of people don't like the Patriots, too, so it was kind of instilled in me to not like the Seahawks either. Growing up, my best friend and his dad were huge Bronco fans, so it was kind of instilled in me that the Seahawks were not a good team to support either. So now I'm kind of like, well, don't really know who I want to win, don't particularly care, but it's okay. Larea, thank you again for your super chat. Really appreciate your support tonight, Larea. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. Lodge is dead. I'm not surprised because there really has not been enough snow up here. Yeah, there's hardly anyone up here. Hardly a soul. It's also pretty obvious that the lot has not been plowed in some time. Probably because there hasn't been a need, because there hasn't been anyone up here. If I had to guess, that's likely the reasoning behind that. Oh my goodness, though. Yikes. I get myself stuck in a freaking snowdrift. We'll be right back. Need a quick 10-100. Have I checked the Mount Hood Kiwanis Camp Forest Service right up there? I have not. Maybe I should, though. Yeah, we certainly do, Jim. We certainly do. Yeah, the parking lot is empty. And like I said, given how this snow season has been, I'm not surprised. Welcome in from the UK. Good to see you. I got people from the UK watching the Super Bowl. Nice. Very cool. Great to see 200 of you guys in here. Welcome into the stream. You join us just now leaving Timberline Lodge, just north of Government Camp, Oregon. Came up here to see a very, very dead lodge. I don't even know if it's open. I mean, I'm sure it probably is, but I saw literally 7 cars in that parking lot. Now, there might be more further up. I have no idea, but that is not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back down the Timberline Road. We're going to make our way a little bit further down 26, then we're going to loop our way back around towards Mount Hood Meadows, assuming I don't slide into the barrier here. Yikes. And looking at radar, the heaviness of the snow should pick back up a little bit. Increased snow rates are returning for a little while. When we were up here last time, I had kind of developed a regular route that we were doing kind of around this area where we kind of did a few like patrol loops, I guess you could say. Oh, here now my phone is saying change required. They're requiring chains now, not just recommending them. Hey, what's up, Jody? Good to see you. Justin, welcome in as well. But how's the stream quality looking, guys? We're streaming in 2K60 right now. Probably the highest quality storm chasing stream you've seen in terms of YouTube preset. Jinxed it because we hit a dead zone there, but I'm glad it looks good. 5x5, that's what we want to hear. Nice. I do wish that my weather radio had range all the way down here, but do one radio that we can turn on, see if anybody's on here talking. Hop on, see if we can catch any of the boys on the radio here. If we do get a few more people in here, I do want to announce something that I have already addressed on a couple different streams, but if we have a little bit of a larger audience here watching, I want more people to hear it. I'll probably get to that here soon, once we get towards Mount Hood Meadows. Maybe once we get there is when I'll sort of bring up what we have been bringing up in the past. Yeah, it cooled down quick. 24 degrees. Oh wait, that's not true. It's 32 degrees. Ignore that on the screen. I don't know what data that's pulling right now, but that system is glitched, unfortunately. Oh, Copic was here? What? Shoot, I missed him. Anybody copy? Why do I keep you in such suspense? I don't know. I don't want to have to like repeat myself a bunch of times. I also would like to have my full focus on what I, want to say to you guys instead of me trying not to slide down this mountain. So.
Channel 6, Channel 1, Channel 2.
Hello? I don't know if anyone's on here right now, but thought maybe I'd catch a couple people heading home from Chaser Summit. Seeing everybody's posts, that honestly looked kind of fun. I was kind of dealing with my own fiasco during that whole thing, though. I don't know who it was or what issue they have with me personally, but somebody was impersonating me on Twitter and kind of saying some pretty messed up stuff that I obviously would never be saying. They were in people's replies, posting and saying things that I would obviously never be saying, but it was concerning because it had my name and my face on it, and if you just looked at it from a glance, it looked like my account, especially considering I just lost access to my main Twitter account that had like 4,000 followers, so I just had to make this new account, like not even a week ago, and then now I've also got somebody impersonating me, so there's 3 total accounts in the mix. I'm trying to make sure people know that the new account that I just made at Real DL Scales is me, so anything that says DL Scales WX on Twitter, if it's any variation of that, that is no longer me, but that was ridiculous. I'm not sure how I lost access, honestly. It happened to somebody else, too. I don't know if you'd want me discussing it on here, but somebody else that I know has recently lost access to their Twitter, too. We aren't sure if there's like a glitch going on, or if people are getting hacked, or what the hell, but although he doesn't think he got hacked because he's got the 2-factor authentication because he's monetized on Twitter. I never was, so I didn't have the 2-factor authentication, so but yeah, so I've made a new Twitter account. It's got like 140 followers right now. I guess it's X now, it's not Twitter, whatever. Oh my god, I forgot I bought this snack pack that I have now warmed up. Gosh dang it. There's a way I can like strap this thing to my roof. Forgot I bought a snack pack to eat, and I had it up sitting by my defroster, which was on full heat. God, that is annoying. Oh, Copic got Chaser of the Year? Nice. Not surprised. I figured it'd be between him, Connor, and Freddie. I think our whole group should have been in the running, to be honest. I mean, probably not me for obvious reasons, considering I left, but... I think a lot of the time the theme was that, like, we did pretty damn good this season, but then there were others that just kind of were on the same storms, but just, you know, chased more aggressively. They had better video to kind of document what they saw. They were more involved in search and rescue stuff. If I ever saw law enforcement present, I never... Like, if I see official crews respond, I never put myself into that, like, search and rescue situation, because I'm not trained to do that at all. I mean, I can go in, try to pull somebody out of rubble if I can, obviously, if I'm the only one there. I mean, there was a case back in 24 where we were, you know, accidentally the first ones on scene. For like a whole 2 minutes, this house had just gotten slapped by a tornado, and I was kind of going through the whole thing. The family was in the basement, thank goodness, but you know, that was a time where I was first. But I mean, like, you take Gary, for example, when that house got hit, I watched like 3 cops go down to that house, so I didn't even try to go down there. I was like, nothing I can do. So, but I'm very happy that Copic got that. He is a great person, great chaser. Definitely well deserved, but I think that our entire group did tremendously well this season, and I was really happy to have been a part of that. Why is this one spot like, I think it's just because it's like shadowed by these trees. It's gotta be. Frozen Rose, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Trying to cool my snack pack off. Oh, shit. After I accidentally baked it with my defroster. This is my dinner. There's a guy in SoCal who chases forest fires. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I follow him on Instagram. I actually met him once in Texas last year. One of the few solo chases that I did. Oh, my hand is freezing, chat. My goodness. Pull up to the rest stop up here. Eat my little snack thing real quick, because trying to eat this thing while driving is not a good idea. At least while driving in the snow. So. There's definitely more snow heading in this direction, and the other pass down there is definitely getting some action as well. sideways, don't mind me. Goodness. So in case anybody was wondering, what I have with me, Hillshire snack pack. This is going to slap, chat. Like a glove, yep. Hey, what's up, Sprinkles? Hopefully this is still okay. It's like kind of warm. I mean, I guess, man, the cheese is all melted too. Dude. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not like it sat out very long. It's just not going to have the same kick with it not being cold. $29-7. Let's go. I wish I would have bet money on this game. I follow this dude on Instagram. He bet $33,000. He bet his life savings on the game for Seattle to win. So I'm very happy for him right now. He's probably about to make a ton of money. No, the melted cheese won't hurt me. It just doesn't taste as good as cold cheese. Again, chat, we're going to get rolling in just a minute. I'm just stopping to have my dinner real fast. You're sat in the dark waiting for power to come back on. Where are you at? What's for dinner? A hot salami, Gouda cheese, and toasted round snack pack. It's quite good. Very quite good. Seawolf, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy birthday. Did not know it was your birthday, but happy birthday. Thanks for coming in and tuning in. Everyone wish Seawolf a happy birthday. Glad you got to meet Garrett too. That's cool. He texted me saying he got to meet a fan of ours. He was probably talking about you. have a drink of my gallon of water. I did bring another gallon up with me. I learned my lesson from last time. Thinking about a Guinness for dessert, like the world record? That was a very stupid question, I'm sorry, but I don't completely know what you're talking about. Oh, did I not put my gum in here? Damn. I don't think I did. Oh well. It's alright, we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep on moving. Anyone coming? No. So anyway, I forgot to say it when I was stopped, so I'm just gonna talk about it while we're rolling here. This is a little bit less of a sketchy road, so I'll take it. Basically, a lot of you have already heard this. Either you were on the member stream about a week ago, or you were on the reaction stream that I did the day after. But if you have not heard this, those of you who don't know, I used to chase with Storm Runner Media. I was a full-time chaser for about 1.5 years. Prior to that, I was half-time. I was a part-time chaser. Got football in the brain. I was a part-time chaser with them for 2 years. And then last July, I left the team, decided to move home, and I had a big career switch up. I was, and still am currently, a service advisor at an auto repair shop. So I went in a totally different direction. I actually have a degree in meteorology, and I currently am not using it in the slightest. That was my own choice. The reason for doing that, I had many reasons for doing that. I had a lot of problems with the way that things were going in the current environment that I was in. There was a lot that I didn't like about it, a lot that I felt like I couldn't really control, and a lot of pressure that I felt to do certain things that I didn't want to do. But basically, I was chasing more structure and a more stable lifestyle when I moved home. I had, seen that what I was out there chasing could kill me, and it scared me a little bit. And being with Sasha, who, a lot of you already know who she is, but those of you who don't know, she is my girlfriend. I refer to her as my future wife because I absolutely do intend on marrying her when I can afford to. A lot about my life kind of changed in like the last 1.5 years or so that kind of made me rethink the way I was storm chasing, and it made me want to find something a little bit more stable. But I think that I let the pendulum swing too far in the other direction. I was on one side of the extreme where I pretty much only lived out of hotels, even though I had a home base in Arizona that I literally never saw. I got to see my family and my best friends, and my best friends who aren't chasers, and the love of my life basically once a month, which that sucked. And I wasn't doing it in a way that really was functioning well for me. But now I think I've gone too far to where this passion that I've had since I was 4 years old, even though I'm out doing this from time to time, like my career has nothing to do with it. And though I do have a very big interest in the auto industry, I'm a huge car enthusiast, sales is not really where I wanted to land. It was just the opportunity that I kind of found, but it's not really exactly what I had hoped it would be. And I really miss doing something weather related. So, that being said, this is going to take a couple months before this kind of becomes a reality, and in all honesty, it's really not going to start to pick up until next fall into next winter. But I am returning to weather content creation. Not necessarily full-time, because I don't think there's going to be enough happening for it to be full-time. And what I mean by that is, I am going to focus on areas west of the Rocky Mountains. Now, I know that means that we're going to be chasing probably less extreme stuff, because the Rocky Mountains are often what influence systems to go from interesting to violent. But that does not mean that areas west of the Rockies, the western U.S., never gets stuff worth covering. It doesn't happen super often, but it happens, and nobody really goes after it. I mean, not nobody, but, you know, all the big names, they live east of the Rockies. That's where they operate. And that is really far away from home for me. But there's several positives to this. One, it keeps me closer to home, to where I realistically will never have to be away from home for more than a week at a time. Two, it'd be completely up to me. You know, if I have something else that is, you know, begging my commitment, aside from chasing, the only person that's going to lose out is me. That was another struggle before, is, you know, when Garrett and I were chasing together, if I wanted to, you know, take a break, take some days off, and Garrett didn't want to, especially considering we were operating with my car at the time, that really created conflict. Not necessarily between him and I, but, you know, I felt like I was kind of forcing him to take extra measures to chase, or at times I'd just kind of be taking him out of the chase, which, you know, I didn't really want to do that to him either, but I also wanted the freedom to kind of come home. Damn, the score is like actually getting more active. Wasn't it like 6-0 at like halftime or something like that? Now it's 29-13. I guess it got interesting somewhat. And three, it's kind of an uncovered market. I mean, for obvious reasons. You know, a lot of your big names in chasing, not to say that I'm a big name in chasing, but, you know, the big names in chasing, they focus on where the more volatile stuff is, because that's where it kind of makes the most sense for them to be, and it also is where they all live. I live pretty much, I mean, I could go, I don't know, if I drew a line, I could go 50 miles further west and I'm in the Pacific Ocean. Like, I live on the West Coast. So there's real potential for me to, you know, cover. And, you know, I said it's going to be a winter focus because we don't really get very much severe weather out here. It happens. You know, you get the occasional tornado threat in California, but that's not like typical tornado season. I mean, we know that. The main things that you could probably expect to be covered would be, number one, snow events. That's probably going to be the biggest one. Two would probably be flooding related things. So I see a drone investment somewhere in the future here. Maybe some wildfire stuff. I'd kind of have to learn how to do that, and you know, that's obviously quite dangerous. So I'd probably consult some people that I know who do that more frequently. And, you know, lastly, it could be some severe stuff. I mean, it wouldn't probably be super violent, but I mean, like, there was a couple times where we went out and did water spout chasing on the Oregon and Washington coast, because they do get water spouts from time to time. You know, that it would not be a full-time gig. I've got multiple other things that I'm working on right now, to where I'm trying to come up with enough to where I could kind of become self-employed again, but do it in such a way where I still have time to prioritize those that I love, basically. So, very roundabout way of saying that I'm coming back. I guess Corey did kind of call it, not quite in the way that I think he was thinking, but he did call it. He was right in that once you kind of experience the freedom of what this kind of work can potentially bring you, if you do it right. It's hard to go from that to working 10-hour days. And I'm not throwing shade at anybody who does. I know a lot of very hardworking people who do very important jobs doing that. I mean, I think that, even my job, not that it's not going to be filled by somebody else, but, even what I'm doing at times is an important job. So I'm not hating on anybody who does anything. It's just for me, having experienced that now, it's just hard to go back to working for somebody else. I wanted more structure in my life, and I thought that part of that meant working for somebody else where I just had, a set amount of responsibilities and somebody else kind of telling me what to do. But for some reason I forgot that I don't like to be told what to do. I mean, Garrett experienced the brunt of that for sure. I just have a natural resistance to if somebody else is trying to tell me to do something and I have a contrary opinion. I kind of get a little bit of resistant. I get a little bit resistant to it. Now I know that also comes with some risk because I am kind of starting from scratch. I want to. This will be the channel where the YouTube content is focused. I want to start a Facebook page around it. I want to get good at forecasting too. And once I leave my current job, I will have a lot more time to do that. And don't worry, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket with this here too. I've got other stuff that I'm working on to where when the weather's quiet, or at least my weather, I say my weather, my range of coverage is quiet, which will be a decent amount of the time, I will be just fine. But I thought that this was something that I could do to where I still get to kind of, I get to use my degree for one. I get to use the skill set that I've developed of going out and live streaming weather. I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. And the other thing, if all goes well, it could eventually, get to the point where if I wanted to, this wouldn't happen often, I'm sure, but if I wanted to, now and again pop out for an actual real severe chase, I could do that. I mean, would my stream be able to compete with everybody else's? Probably not. Would I stream it anyway? Probably, but even if we just have like 200 of you guys here, like right now, that's fine with me, as long as I can, provide for myself and, those that I need to provide for. That's where my priority lies. But anyway, I'll probably continue to announce that, if we have a stream that, kind of goes as crazy as, the last ones did. I understand that the winter algorithm is probably kind of dying off. I think people are wanting to see severe weather more so than winter weather, so I foresee maybe doing one or two more of these winter streams here for now. I'd imagine the Sierras down in California will probably get probably another big round of stuff or two. But the reality is I'm at my current job right now probably until May 1st. That was kind of the date that I gave them, or whatever week that falls on May 1st. I'll just be there through that week, unless I'm replaced prior to that. I mean, that's kind of what I told them, is I'd give them up until the beginning of May to find my replacement. They had requested that I stay until then, and my manager, who I'm also friends with, he kind of went out on a limb for me to get me this job. And I like to think that I did my job pretty well, but I also, life is too short to be somewhere where you don't want to be, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to be. And I hope to get to take you guys along for that journey. I think that there is valuable content that I definitely could provide. And it certainly wouldn't always be Oregon. Now, obviously, if Oregon gets anything good, you know, that'd probably take the priority because that's where I'm closest to. I'm still trying to decide what vehicle I want to do that in. And I've basically been debating, do I put several $1,000s into the 4Runner to kind of, to kind of bring it back to life, so to speak. I mean, not that it's not dead, obviously, I'm driving it right now, but you know, get it to where, restore it somewhat to its former glory, at least in terms of mechanically how it was once operating. Mainly suspension more than anything, and I want to do a proper tune-up on it. I do probably want to do a couple of rounds of carbon cleaning because I've done
Channel 2.
I've done that service one time in this car's life, and it was when it was at like 50,000 miles, and it's now at 280. So I can only imagine the amount of carbon that's built up in this poor engine. So that I want to fix this stupid pre-collision thing. I fixed the front where it got totally smashed up by hail. That, unfortunately, is a Toyota dealership exclusive repair. So that one's like $2,000 by itself, although I think my extended warranty might cover some of it. Anyway, I digress. It was either between that or honestly probably calling up Chicago Motors, where everybody else gets their cars from, and either getting a Tahoe or an Explorer, and kind of just considering it a business investment. And I haven't completely made a decision, but I'm honestly leaning towards continuing to use the 4Runner, at least for now. That would probably be wiser to do, at least for myself. And I mean, honestly, it would probably cost me less to get this thing to where I probably could put another 100,000 miles on it. But part of me almost feels hypocritical about it because I was getting so freaked out about my financial situation with it towards the end of its time out in the plains. And you know, Garrett was often the only one there to listen to my rants about it, so I think sometimes it felt like I was blaming him when, you know, obviously it wasn't his fault. I was behind the wheel. It was my decision to put it through everything that I ever put it through. I just was kind of getting a little bit paranoid and also a decent bit frustrated kind of with my own decision making, but at the same time I can't get rid of this thing.
Channel 2.
Kind of financially locked into it, so it's like, do I want to, you know, continue making the payments that I have on this and then, you know, get another vehicle that very well may last longer, or, you know, put some money into this to where it'll last another, I don't know, couple of years of weather coverage and then move on to something else. I'm kind of leaning towards the latter. Make sure to buy one if you're going to do that. Yeah, no, I know. I am never leasing anything again. I mean, I'm not leasing this anymore. This thing has been on a finance now for almost 2 years. But Seattle wins Super Bowl. Nice. Good for them. Hopefully now that the Super Bowl's over, we get more people to come in here and hang out with us. Oh boy. How was the halftime show? Joe's open 9 to 9. Bet. Charm, it is a possibility. It wouldn't be very often, but it does remain possible that if the monsoons look like really good for a few days, honestly, I'd probably hop in a rental car for that. Just because, aside from anything else, you know, taking a 300,000 mile car into 115 degree heat does make me a little bit nervous, especially on the original radiator, the original fans, you know, all that sort of thing. This thing already had a bit of overheating issues over like the last year and a half or so. But I mean, that was really just with the AC on, sitting in one place, and with it being like 100 degrees out, so I guess most cars would probably overheat in that environment. Not much of it, thanks. It's about to start in Seattle. Yeah, maybe I should, honestly. It's another thing too. I wanna talk to Jordan and see if maybe he'll have me on for Severe Studios. I don't know if he'll be willing to work with me. I'd hope so, but I'd want to get signed with someone like that too. Okay, so those people up here. This place looks so cool with like it all lit up and everything. I remember the first time I drove here, I did not realize that all this kind of existed. But it's pretty cool. I feel like honestly this would even be a cooler place to sit for like an actual proper winter storm where it's like super windy, snow's coming down super heavy, where they have all the lights on and everything. Like that'd be pretty cool. I don't have the lifts moving right now. You do, I'm still here. If the location and time provides for a chaser, you can make a fair amount. What do you like? Current events? Like, what do you mean? Hey, what's up, Seymour? Not really. I can get up to about 6,000 feet. That's timberline. Anything higher than that, I'm not aware that I could go any higher. If I can, I just have to do some research on where, I guess. I'm mad at myself that I didn't bring. I swear I put my gum in here. Apparently I did not, though. Any higher, you need a helicopter. Yeah, probably. Honestly. How are we looking on Raider? Yeah, she's just about done, I think. Oh, I'm glad we got to come up here and you guys got to come hang out for a little while. Probably in the Charger. What? Yeah, the Charger would not make it up here at all. Not a chance. Not a chance in the slightest that would happen. there was like a fire in Albany that the... Is that what that is? If that's a fire, that's a huge fire. No, I don't think that's what that is. I don't know what's going on with the flashing lights. If I had to guess, that's either like the parking enforcement up here, which I probably should be careful about because I don't have a permit to be parked up here actually, or it's somebody getting towed out, potentially. Either or, honestly, it's hard to tell. I can't, honestly, I don't know. That looks like smoke. What does the satellite look like here? Not visible on infrared. Oh, that looks pretty cool on the on satellite though, and you can definitely see the system has passed us, so we've just got a couple trailing showers left. Again, if I could have been up here earlier, I feel like the lights wouldn't be white and yellow or white and orange, but could be. Hopefully no injured skiers though, we don't want to see that. I mean, I know it happens, but still, never want to see it. Kind of meander our way back down into a little bit heavier snow as we get those last couple showers moving through, and then probably head back down because I got work tomorrow. So looks like this stream certainly did not hit the algorithm like at all, but you know, it's okay. I appreciate you guys tuning in, coming and hanging out. I got to announce to a few more people what my future plans are, and you know, just know that you guys are the early ones. I truly do intend on establishing myself as, you know, somebody that will provide good coverage across a lot of areas in the U.S. that kind of get neglected. This is driving. I wouldn't want that job. Yeah. Definitely a bit sketch, but oh yeah, Rich, I definitely knew that. I definitely knew that. It's just the only thing is, like, the next time that I think this area is going to get snow is going to be Friday and Saturday of next week, which I'll actually be in the mountains for. Maybe I'll see if Sasha will let me fire up a quick stream on our way out to where we're going, but I've reserved her and I a cabin up in the Oregon Cascades, somewhere undisclosed, so should be super fun. But expecting snow for that, which would be awesome, because that's kind of part of our plan, is we want to go play in the snow somewhere somehow, whether that's going inner tubing or sledding or whatever. Don't really think they'll be very good for skiing, nor do I know how to ski, so hopefully we won't be doing that. But really looking forward to that, but it means that I will not be available to go stream. Otherwise, I definitely would be taking advantage of at least that Saturday and probably going out and streaming all day. But again, my weekends right now is really the only time that I get to see her, and especially with it being Valentine's week or weekend, that definitely takes priority for me. So figured I'd go out and do a little stream for now, and glad we got to do that. If this happens to be the only snow stream I get to do of the month, I hope not. I'm hoping for at least one more, but if it happens to be the only one of the month I get to do, forgot what I was saying. Oh, I will do one more reaction stream for the month. We'll do the Hurricane Chase compilation reaction stream of, you know, all 5 hurricanes I've been to. Yeah, I definitely understand it's because of the Super Bowl. I'm not complaining. I know that's where everyone's eyes are right now. So, I also know last time I was out here, you know, the Pacific Northwest was actually getting like more of a proper
Channel 2.
atmospheric river, and we had winter storm warnings in effect. So this is just, hey, it happens to be snowing for a day, let's go drive around in it for a little bit. That's basically what this was. I'm sure it is, Beverly. I mean, it certainly won't only be snow coverage, though. I mean, who knows? It could be that Oregon gets more 5% tornado risks in the future. You never know. I am definitely taking a bit of a gamble, but I am excited, and I don't know how true this was, but my manager did tell me that, you know, if I ever wanted to come back to the current job that I have, I'd always be welcome to come back and work there again. So I don't really know how true that statement is, because it's not really up to him, but it was a nice sentiment, I guess. So I guess I do technically have somewhat of a bailout if my new adventures flop, I guess you could say. I've gotten a few new subscribers tonight too. Got like 20 new subs, so thank you so much for tuning in, joining in. Really appreciate you guys. Now, as far as the actual stream setup, I honestly don't know if I'd go back to a multi-camera, simply because I'm kind of limited to, you know, 1080p 30, at least doing it the way that I was doing it. As much as I love the ATEM controllers, they're kind of outdated in terms of stream quality. I mean, at least this way, we can stream in, you know, 2K 60 FPS, which I think makes for a much higher quality stream, at least in my opinion. But I do have an old ATEM controller. It is half fried, so only 2 of the inputs work. But really, that's all I need anyway, is a front camera, which would effectively be this phone. We'd go back to having a phone front cam. And then I would revive the roof camera setup that I know how to build. So. But I think if anything, like what I'd try to do, at least for like going out and covering bigger snowstorms, like if I'm out like helping somebody try to get their car unstuck or something, I want to find a way to kind of like strap the stream phone like to me, like to my chest, like a body cam or something, and you know, that way, but you know, kind of make it inconspicuous, so I'm not like obviously just walking around with a phone strapped to my chest. I don't know. Different things that I've been thinking about. Lots to actually figure out for this. Oh, I appreciate that, Beverly. Sorry, I don't have any of the commands set up on this here yet. Very different from the SRM channel, which they had some insane streams. I mean, way better than I was ever a part of when they were covering that big winter storm. I mean, they had like 700,000 views on one stream. It was just ridiculous. I tuned in, they have 9,000 concurrent. I'm like, holy crap. But I'm glad to see him succeeding for sure. I was just like, whoa. I think the largest audience that I had ever experienced was like 6,500 concurrent viewers. So the fact that and maybe they hit 10K and I just wasn't looking at the time. Like it was wild. It was actually when I was in St. Louis. It was really good timing that I happened to be watching the stream too, because they still run their stream off of a computer that is in my bedroom at my house. So if I'm not doing anything else with them anymore, at the very least their stream will, at least for the time being, be broadcast off of my internet, off of a computer that is plugged in my bedroom. So I'm still connected to it in that way. And then this stream I just run off of my personal PC. So it's snowing a lot better down here now. This is kind of why I wanted to come back down here a little bit. We hit 9K viewers in Charlotte on SRM. Yeah, that's about the time that I tuned in. And the OBS actually crashed. I guess that happened to him again. I think that computer might kind of be on its way out. I mean, it was like a $700 computer from like HP that we got 3 years ago. So I'm not surprised after the hours and hours and hours and days that computer has been on, with the CPU being like maxed out. Wouldn't be surprised if it's starting to fail a little bit. DC now. Oh yeah, no kidding. With RAM being like $20,000 for 2 sticks or whatever the hell it is. Hey Leslie, welcome in. To 330 likes. Thank you all so much for hitting that like button. See how close we can get to 500 likes by the end of the stream. Out here sometimes, dude. I'm already doing 35, 40 miles an hour on snow and ice, and they're like pushing me to go faster. I'm like, dog. What the hell do you want from me, bro? Larea, thank you for your super chat again. W. Larea, the consistent support tonight. Really appreciate you, Larea. You're a legend. A legend. Satellite's not being helpful to me right now. It's not what I need. I think my headlights are like partially covered with snow. I had to guess, just because of how dim everything looks, but also the majority of the snow now is all down south, so often seems to be what happens with these systems. Problem is there really is nothing on that highway. I mean, at least here there's ski resorts, stuff of that nature. Yo, what? Jacob, thank you for your $20 super chat, bro. Appreciate it. Sorry we never got to actually, I don't think I ever actually talked to you. I remember seeing you around. I saw your car a bunch. But, sorry we never actually got to talk in person. I'll be out there for a little bit in June, so hopefully we'll get to cross paths. I'll actually get to shake your hand for real. But thank you for your super chat. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the message too. Sometimes I think that, but then I remember that I moved home, so I'm like, all right, there's probably a reason why I'm not really recognized very much. But it's okay. I mean, you are too, honestly. I didn't realize how long you'd been chasing, honestly, like looking at least following you on Twitter. I mean, you're posting stuff from, several years back. I didn't realize you had been out for that long. I had only seen you pop up like last year, so. But really appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate you saying that. I know, Knight.
Channel 2.
It's one of my many endearing qualities. Yeah, right now I'm planning to be out from June 12th to June 21st. Whatever happens, happens, but that's the time that I'll be out, and I'm taking my girlfriend with me too, so should be fun. Looking forward to it. Almost into the gas station. Dang. Steve, I wouldn't say that, but I appreciate it. At least that's the range. I mean, it could vary slightly. I know that I'd like to honestly get back by June 20th. Because it was one thing when I was working full-time, chasing out in the plains. I'd miss my mom's birthday, but I feel bad missing her birthday if I, completely have the option to be here and I just straight up chose not to be here. So unless something looks really good, then I'll probably get back on the 20th, or I'll aim to get back on the 20th. And her and I have a concert to go to on the 24th up in Seattle, so I know I definitely have to be back by then, but I think June 12th is the earliest day that, or maybe I think it might be June 10th or something, where she's got a couple weeks off from school, so. Top 5 season. Are you talking about, you think top 2025 is one of the top 5 tornado seasons ever? I could agree with that. Yeah, Government Camp is really a beautiful town. It just doesn't have a lot of necessities. It's got one gas station. At least the pumps stay open, but the convenience store is closed, and that's really one of the only stores around. Everything else is just bars and restaurants. That's literally it. Oh boy. Where's my left turn? Here it is. There's my left turn. Right here off to the right is where that Accord was stuck in the ditch, and he claimed bummed that he didn't think I'd be able to get him out. I'm like, really? I've pulled a semi out of the ditch, but you don't think I can get your little Accord? All right, buddy. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I was on like all three of the 2025 Tornado of the Year candidates. So that was pretty dope. But I was talking about it before. It was like, yes, I was on all of them, but I didn't have like the most extreme intercepts of those tornadoes. You know what I mean? Like, even though I was there was always a few other people who had more to show for it. Just because they're generally more aggressive chasers than I am. Like Lake City is a perfect example. Not too many people. I say not too many people. Our video got 230,000 views, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to Connor and Kopic, not as many people knew we were there because I opted to stay probably a good quarter to half mile east of the thing when Brandon was like 500 yards from the center of the circulation. So Wellfleet, we were like right up on that, but I think you were closer to it than we were. Freddie and Connor were both closer to it than we were, but I was always worried about getting rolled too. You guys all had like much better aerodynamic cars, so I was always like, oh, if I get too close, we're gonna end up sideways. That is true. Seeing it is what matters. Lake City was honestly like, that was probably the most like scared of a tornado I've ever been. Like the fact that I was at the time, like when I first heard the roar, I was probably a mile away from it. Like I heard the roar of that tornado almost an entire mile away, and I was like, I was spooked, and I was like, nope, I'm not getting any closer to this thing. Garrett kept asking me, can we go closer, and I flat out refused. Looks like our snow is just about faded, chat. I think it's snowing a little bit more up on Timberline Road, so we'll kind of head up that direction one more time. Probably won't even go all the way up there, but we'll kind of meander our way up. Oh, is this a Evo? Oh, it is an Evo. That's dope. I love these things. You don't see that many of them. There was like a little bit where my brother actually was acting like he was interested in cars, and it made me really happy, and he wanted one of those things. Or I was trying to convince him that he wanted one of those things. Sounds so good too. I can do that too. There we go. Anyway, sorry I'm yapping so much, but appreciate you tuning in, Jacob. Good to see you in chat. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate the kind words too. I'm sure I'll see you in June. Looks like we're following a snowplow up. Oh damn, they're like scraping this like clean. just trying to scrounge up any last little snow shower that I can out of this, chat. I drove all the way up here. It is definitely snowing a lot heavier though, east of Salem. I probably would have had a better time going that direction. Going up to Detroit, Oregon. Chad, are we going to catch the snow? I don't know if we will, because we kind of have to curve back away from this snow shower. This might be it. Might be all she wrote. Certainly right about that, Jim. Certainly right about that. I don't have any main lights on right now, do I? No, I don't know. Yep, this last little snow shower has moved off quicker than we can catch up to it, unfortunately. And the fact that I can see the road underneath the snow, that's not a great sign for us, unfortunately. But I'm glad we were able to come up here and catch some of it. Hey, what's up, Joe Daisy? There's like a little like convective portion to the stuff down south, kind of southeast of Salem, southwest of Mill City. This little baby cell that actually has, what the hell? Oh my god, there's a tiny little, I don't even know if I could call that a supercell, but there is a tad bit of left to right on that, just the tiniest amount. Is goofy sometimes. Wrap up the stream on or at the lodge, not on the lodge, but at the lodge rather. But I look forward to future I-80 streams, Mammoth Lake streams. One area that I never really covered was kind of southern Oregon into northern California. Those passes that definitely do get snow at times. Those I feel like never really get covered, and I've never actually been there for any significant snow, so that'd be fun. Again, a lot of this you could probably expect, several months from now. I guess just kind of gives you an incentive to stay subscribed to this channel and keep an eye out, because eventually the content will be at an uptick. And Washington as well, where Connor and Brandon took this thing up to. Montana as well. I've got a really close friend from high school who lives in Helena. I know they get snow and stuff there all the time. I mean, hell, there's even the severe setups in Montana, and I consider that kind of within the range of what I potentially go after too. So I mean, there is stuff. There is stuff out there. I think my limit as far as how far I'd go out to would probably be anything that's anything that would take me more than one full day of travel to get to. I'd probably skip out on, meaning that, like, say something is 20 hours away, I can do like 14 hours of driving in one day, let's say. If I really lock in, I can do 14 hours of driving. I could technically do 6 more hours and then still that same day be chasing. So I could chase a target that's 20 hours away. Like, say, I don't know how often this would really happen, but say like Flagstaff, for example, just got absolutely hammered with a huge snowstorm. Or like Arizona got hammered with like a huge, once in a decade snowstorm. I'd probably go down for that, because I can make it to Arizona in like a day and a half if I truly locked in. Or, same thing applies for any major monsoon stuff. I mean, really what would probably attract me for any major monsoon stuff would be flash flooding more than anything. So, I don't know. Lots to figure out. But I am excited to get back into chasing on a smaller scale, on a scale that I think will work for me. That will also allow me to prioritize what's important to me at home as well. And, there may come a time down the line where, eventually if I'm married and, if I have children, that is when storm chasing will likely actually cease for me, because even, being gone for 4 or 5 days at a time, that having kids, like, I really wouldn't want to do that. I mean, unless I'd really established myself and that was what brought the most consistent income to my family, then I'll do what I have to do. But that is probably kind of when it would cease. But I'm not at that point yet, and I think I was so caught up in trying to prepare for that future that I forgot that future isn't happening now. That's still several years away, probably. So I guess there's no reason why I can't, at least on a smaller scale, still go out and cover weather for a while longer, I'd definitely be open to working with like Max and Ryan and stuff. I don't really know when either of them would ever need my coverage, because they don't go live for West Coast stuff, really. Aside from anything like really major, like if there was another tropical storm Hillary set up, for example, like that probably would be pretty major, and everyone and their dog would be on that setup. got a Brick Mound record for world's smallest flash flood. I think at that point, it would be a flash flood that's not moving. It'd be a stationary flood or a puddle. Look at that, we caught like a tiny little bit more snow. Well, I don't know, chat. Do you think this was worth it? Do you think it was worth it that we drove up here? I'm not so sure that it was, but why is there, or why was there a little supercell down here? What is that about? Yes. West Coast is basically ignored, yeah. And I mean, like, if I put myself in any of the other guys' shoes, I don't blame them. I mean, like, if I lived in Nebraska, would I drive out to Oregon for 2 feet of snow in the mountains? Probably not. Now, would I drive out to Portland for 2 feet of snow in Portland? Yes. I think that if Portland gets like absolute snowmageddon, I would encourage all the boys to come out here and cover it, because that is when stuff gets insane. It's definitely not happening this year, unfortunately, but you know, maybe next winter, you never know. Anyway. Also probably could not have picked the worst day algorithm-wise to come out and try to chase. Literally on Super Bowl Sunday. So, that was the first time in several years that I did not watch any bit of the game at all. Side note, I wonder how difficult these plows are to like drive through actual heavy snow. Like, do they feel like a lot of resistance? Do they have to hold the wheel, or does the weight of them kind of help move them along? Tina, thank you so much for your super chat. Glad to have been out and about in Oregon. Oh, to the Super Bowl? Yeah, man, I never really have much interest in watching it. I just feel like always, you know, in one way or another, I end up watching it just because wherever I am, it's being watched. So I'm just kind of there. But anywho. Storm chasing in a plow truck. It's a good vehicle to be in if you're going to go out and cover winter stuff. Be able to plow your own roads, clear your own path, you know. let me go ahead and read chat for another couple minutes here. While I do that, I'm gonna see if there's anybody else that is live right now that we can raid. Namely Eli, if he is live. I would like to raid him. I don't know if he is though. No, literally only one of my subscriptions is live. Yeah, but I really appreciate that you guys tuned in. If you have not already, be sure to have smashed that like button. Let's see if we can get this stream to 400 likes by the time I end it here. We're getting close. Somebody honking at me? Better not be. Hey, what's up, Sonia? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. What's up, Brady? Night, Seymour. Good to see you. Goes back down the mountain. At least I know my path down will be nice and clear. Yeah, I'll see you later, Jody. Thanks for tuning in. This has been fun. I'm glad we got to do this. Yeah, so looks like there's no one live that I'd really want to raid, so yeah, there's they renamed themselves to TR Pro Storm Chasers. Interesting. Yeah, they've got one viewer right now. I don't feel like rating them though. No thanks. Oh, it's snowing again. That or this is all blowing off of the mountain. $399 likes. I think we're gonna hit 400. Looks desolate. Yeah, I get that weird feeling every time I step out of the car up here that I'm being watched, and a lot of the spooky like podcasts that I listen to, a lot of them take place in either like Northern California or like Oregon, and I'm like, God dang it, like why do I live in Bigfoot territory, man? This is not cool. I appreciate that you've been hanging out, Rose Gardens. It's certainly been fun having all you guys hang out. Thank you guys for getting us close to that the super chat goal there. It does help fund these streams. As y'all remember, the 4Runner is not a cheap vehicle to operate, so appreciate you guys helping me cover some of those expenses so I can come up here and stream for you guys. Oh, we did pass 400 likes. Oh, we're at 409 now. Let's go. Well, thank you guys. Just didn't mean to do all that. Go to the Peristorm Eventers. Pennsylvania, June 11th. Storm chasing and paranormal combined. Interesting. Good, technically. So, I guess I'll leave you guys with this question. Are you guys excited to see me return to weather coverage professionally, at least part-time? How are you guys feeling about the West Coast coverage? You guys think it's a good idea? Do you guys think I'm being stupid? Yeah, or as Brady would say, do you guys think I'm shocked? At least those of you who have not given your opinions yet. I've asked that question before on previous streams. If you've already told me how you feel, I appreciate your input. But I'd love to hear from the people who are just now hearing this news. Oh, yeah, I know about that one, Ghosty. They invited us out to that one last year, too. And I know they're hosting another one this year. The problem is it's even further away from me now, so I don't think I'd bring the 4Runner out. I feel like that's kind of the point, is to bring your chasing rigs out. So let's go. Pacific Northwest dominates. Yes. We thought you were being stupid when you left. I don't know. Call it a midlife crisis. Because, I mean, to be real with you, it was like the first couple months of my job, like I was really enjoying it, and I was like, yeah, like this is you know, this is good. I found something else that I like to do. And then honestly, what changed it for me was all of my bosses, like my manager and the owners of the shop that I work at, my actual bosses, they all were on vacation for the week between Christmas and New Year's, which left just me, solely me, in charge of the office, which meant I was in charge of pretty much all the responsibilities, including, you know, selling work, ordering parts, making sure stuff got delivered, running stuff out. Well, actually, my techs kind of stepped up and I didn't really have to deliver anything out to them. Opening the shop, closing the shop, doing all this stuff, and it kind of was just like a eye-opening moment, and it was like, DL, what are you doing? Like, you don't want to be doing this for the next 20 years. And no one's saying that I had to stay there that long. I mean, I could have just did, you know, a few years and then went on my merry way, but it's like, that was really kind of an eye-opening experience for me, kind of being handed the full amount of responsibility that I eventually would have on a regular basis as if I stayed there long enough. And I was just like, nope, like, I can't do it. I can't function in this environment. I don't know how to work for someone other than myself now. I think I've pretty much kind of ruined myself in that aspect. My dad's kind of the same way. I mean, he worked for someone else for 3 years out of college, and then he has been self-employed ever since. So an early life crisis, but definitely understandable. Or like quarter life crisis. You were supposed to do reckless crap in your midlife crisis, not suddenly become responsible. Yeah, I kind of went the opposite. So, anywho, government camp is not exactly Timberline. Yeah, I know. It's because the location app does not pick up on Timberline being a separate location. So I know we're at Timberline, but I mean, maybe not, Steve. I don't know. They've done a lot for me over there. They trained me completely from scratch. I did not know how to do a single thing in this industry, and they taught me pretty much everything. You know, I got really nothing bad to say about them. Wish I would have been making more money there. I'll say that much, but I also understand that I didn't know what the hell I was doing. for the first several months, and I still don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of know what I'm doing enough to where I could get by for a few days. But another thing was like, that was the slow time. I was feeling really overwhelmed. I made it through. I did pretty good, but like I was kind of overwhelmed, and that was a slow day. That was during the slowest time of the year, the holiday week where hardly anybody is worried about getting their car worked on. And I felt overwhelmed, and it wasn't even the busy season. I'm like, if this is too much for me, like I can't imagine what an actual level of responsibility would feel like. So oh, nice. Yeah, one of our technicians used to work at a Cadillac dealership. Actually, our owner used to be a... Yeah, wait a minute. Our owner was a service advisor at a Cadillac dealership. That was how he started in the industry. That's kind of ironic. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all so much for your support tonight. I really appreciate it. It's really great to have you guys still sticking around. And honestly, had you guys not, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to try to come back. Because when I originally left, I kind of had made it up in my mind that the one time that I had, that was it. I'd never be able to come back again. And you guys have made the difference for me. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm excited for what the future holds. I can't wait to have you guys riding along with me. You know, nothing's happening right away. I'll likely still be working the same job that I'm working up until May. So that's going to be the next almost 3 months that things will kind of continue to go how they've gone, you know, a couple streams a month. But eventually I will be building a new West Coast Weather brand around this. That's kind of what I'm planning on calling it. Name change probably will happen, maybe not, who knows. But for now, you can expect West Coast Weather on the latter part of 2026 to start getting off the ground. So hope y'all have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, so you don't miss what the future holds on this channel and beyond. Have a good night.